A six-story wall of steel carrying 2 million barrels of crude oil maintains a steady, unstoppable momentum toward the horizon. This vessel is currently approaching a needle so thin that a single disruption here can ripple through the global economy. This is the Strait of Hormuz, often described as the jugular vein of international trade. At its narrowest point, the channel measures 21 miles across, but the actual deepwater shipping lanes, the inbound and outbound tracks these ships require to navigate safely, are restricted to just 2 miles wide. These sluggish maritime behemoths, which require miles of clearance to come to a complete stop, are being forced through a tiny, unforgiving corridor of water. And they don't do this in isolation. Dozens of these ships must navigate this tight space every single day, requiring perfect coordination to avoid incident. The electricity powering the screen you are watching right now, or the fuel that delivered the goods in your home, that energy is often tied to the safe passage of these specific ships through this exact spot. On a global map, the strait appears as a sharp V-shaped waterway, the primary gateway for Middle East energy exports. It is the only maritime exit from the Persian Gulf. Every tanker must squeeze through this highlighted V-shape to reach the open Arabian Sea. To the north, Iran controls the entire upper coastline, providing Tehran with direct physical oversight of the primary shipping lanes lying just miles from its shores. On the southern border, controlled by the UAE and Oman, steep, arid mountains drop directly into the water, creating a sheer, walled-in environment. With impassable rock on one side and rival borders on the other, the strait functions as a geographical trap for global trade. This physical trap holds a massive share of the world's energy supply. This chart represents total global oil consumption. Roughly 20% of that entire worldwide supply, a full 1/5 of the oil consumed on Earth every single day, is squeezed through this single narrow funnel. The strait is also the primary exit for liquefied natural gas, or LNG, from Qatar. These specialized spherical tanks carry the supercooled gas used to heat homes and power industries across Europe and Asia. Given the risks, it would seem logical to build overland pipelines to bypass the water entirely. However, overland alternatives are limited. Existing pipelines often lack the raw capacity to match the volume carried by maritime supertankers, and proposed routes frequently cross hostile territories or hit geographical dead ends. The global energy market remains captive to this route because there is currently no viable way to replace its scale. This economic captivity has turned the strait into one of the most highly militarized zones on Earth. During periods of diplomatic friction, Iran has historically threatened to mine or close the strait. They utilize armed fast boats to patrol near commercial shipping, maintaining a visible, localized military presence right on the water. The response to this localized threat is a massive projection of international naval power. The U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet maintains a permanent deployment of aircraft carriers and escort warships to ensure these lanes remain open. Vulnerable commercial energy shipments, like the Gas King tanker, frequently transit the strait with military warships trailing closely behind for protection. The global markets are highly sensitive to this standoff. A minor incident or even a mere rumor of a blockade can cause global oil prices to spike on the trading charts within minutes. This is a permanent hair-trigger environment where local military movements directly influence the economic stability of nations thousands of miles away. Despite advancements in global infrastructure, the modern world remains tied to this 21-mile point of failure. While the global economy relies on fossil fuels, this specific geographical trap cannot be bypassed. The Strait of Hormuz is a geographical reality that constrains the daily lives, economic health, and national security of the entire globe. Every day, the massive ships continue their journey, navigating a narrow passage that dictates the rhythm of the modern world.